We heard from our colleagues in racetrack practice that they often encounter some communication challenges when they don't have the opportunity to speak directly to their clients or the owners. Do you feel that performance horse practice has similar issues? And if so, how do you handle communications with owners when they're not present and you're working on their horse?
I think without sidestepping it, it really depends a lot on the situation. If I know the trainer at all, or if I have had any interaction with the person that's claiming to do all of this communication, I really don't like feeling like I'm keeping anyone in the dark with what I'm doing with their horse. And so as much as possible, I try to reach out. But we've all had those trainers that are extremely hands-on, and they handle all of the communication, and the owner doesn't want to be bothered with this sort of scenario. And those aren't really my preference, to be honest with you, but it's a reality of practice, is that we oftentimes deal a lot with trainers and sometimes not directly the owners. But again, going back to the medical records and the communication piece, documenting why we did what we did, and you know, again, if something was declined by the agent that's there with the horse that day, I think is really important in that transparency piece. But it is a struggle. I mean, in a perfect world, we would have sound horses, clean x-rays, and really nice owners. And the reality is that those three things don't often align in a variety of scenarios. So we've got to navigate it as best we can.
I think that, I certainly work in sort of third-party situations a lot where I don't see the client. However, if it's someone I've never worked for before, I do reach out to them to initially establish a relationship. I think it's really important.
Yeah.
And I tell the trainer that I want to speak to your client at least so that they know who I am and why I'm working on their horse. Do I go back to them every single time after that? Not if I have a good working relationship with a trainer, and it's a trainer that I have established trust with and so forth. But we always bill the client, not the trainer. And if there is a potential health, sound, truly life-threatening or soundness-threatening issue that arises with the horse, I think you need to communicate with the owner, for sure. That communication is important. It's not always necessary on a day-to-day basis if you have established a two-way relationship. That client can call me anytime they want to. They have a question.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think sometimes in this scenario where it does seem to be the trainer wanting to be that point person, I will use that opportunity also to reach out to their veterinarian at home. And a lot of times as a young veterinarian, I use that to establish credibility. I know your veterinarian at home. I'm just going to reach out and run this by them, see if they have any other thoughts or any other ideas. And 9 times out of 10, that's very well received. And they think, oh, she knows my veterinarian. And it gets me a little bit more credibility with them. They feel better about the situation. But the communicating with the owner piece, I think, is, especially in those situations where things are serious, is huge. It's better earlier rather than later.